Okay, Tony, thanks for letting us come down today. It's something different for us than work.
Our pleasure, yeah. Welcome.
After a tough defeat at Wakefield, how have preparations been for this week?
Good, yeah, pretty good. We've had a few changes. We had picked up 3 injuries last week. We're without Reece, Ryan and Kev. So we've had 3 new boys come in and take their place. It's an opportunity for them, and so good opportunity, but freshens things up a little bit. A few changes as well. They're forced changes. They weren't the coach wielding the axe on this occasion, but we were very guilty last week of poor first half, and it cost us. And like all our lesser performances, we learn lots of lessons from it, and we studied the video, and hopefully we can right some of those wrongs. And their attitude's been first class this week, and today's session, the final session, was as good as any that we've had for a long time.
So I've seen Ryan Bailey's in the 19.
That's right.
So opportunity for him this weekend?
Absolutely. He played reserve grade last week and played well, and so he gets his opportunity to come off the bench. Long awaited, and he's had a few things that have probably just delayed his first appearance. We would have liked to have seen him before now, but he's right to go, and he's chomping at the bit, and hopefully he can put that out in the right sort of manner. He'll bring some energy to us.
And against one of his old teams.
That's right, yeah. He's got to put that aside a little bit, hopefully. He probably wasn't, the best place for him at that period of time, but it's just a game of rugby league, and he's playing his first game for our club. He's got a lot to prove to us and himself, and regardless of who he's playing, he just needs to go and do a good job.
So Castleford, Saturday, what do you see as their strengths and weaknesses, if you can say? They've got plenty of strengths, and they've got a few areas that they're vulnerable in as well, and we've got to exploit those areas, but we've got to nullify some of their strengths. And they've got some terrific players who are very, very dangerous. Their halfback and their fullback, and a couple of their wingers who can score tries. And we know all about Ping, Joel, and what he can do as well. So they've got a lot of dangerous players. So we've got to be right on our game. But we also know some of their vulnerability, and we've got to exploit some of those areas. Now, I'm struggling to read my own writing here for a sec.
That's all right.
That's okay.
I'm the same.
Top of the league, going in after a tough loss. How do you keep the team motivated this top of the league? That's a self-motivation to a large degree. It's once you're there, you want to stay there, and it's not always easy. People are trying to knock you off your perch, and they know that if they don't play well, they're going to be in for a tough game. So everybody brings their best game usually when they come and play us, we've just got to get back to doing the basics well, which we didn't do last week. Last week was probably the first time this season where I thought our defence wasn't very good in the first half. Every other game so far this year, even if our attack hasn't been good, our defence has been pretty solid. And it was the first week where we were off it. So we've been working really hard. So you've been chomping at the bit to get back on the pitch almost. Once they sit down and look at it and they go, oh wow, it really was that bad. It makes you want to go and rectify things. But it's not just sitting down and looking at it, and it's not just talking about it. We've been practicing this week. We've put a lot of focus on our defence this week, because we also know the dangers that Cass bring. They're a very, very good attacking team, so we've got to be right on it. We can't be loose like we were last week in the first half. And any results of any of the results this year, is there any you'd change, if you could, one particularly?
Oh, wow! I'd change a few of them.
What does one stand out, or is it just little patches here and there?
Yeah,
we get disappointed with our performances, not just the results. You know, if our performances aren't up to scratch, that's even if we win games, we go and analyse each and everything, and you know, there's been some games, you know, where we've underperformed. That Huddersfield game, we were dreadful with the ball.
Yep.
You know, we defended really, really well, but our attack was way off. You know, and then the Wakefield game, we defended really poorly, and you know, have finally got our attack going and had opportunities to get that. But hey, listen, you can't turn back the clock. It is what it is, and all you can do is learn from those occasions and try and rectify things from there.
Yeah. So, looking forward, expectations for the year in terms of cup and league. Is it? It's always Warrington's year, and I mean they've even got a flag.
It's great.
Saying it is our year.
It's great.
So, as a fan, and for all the fans, the big question is it our year?
I'll tell you in October.
That'd be great.
You know, it's like anything in life. Nothing's guaranteed. There's twists, turns, and things that go good and things that don't go so good at certain times. It's our job to try and make as many good things happen as we can, and we're out there trying our best each week to try and do that. Listen, we've got a squad that is capable of doing that. We've got to be able to make sure that we don't pick up too many more injuries as well, and keep key players on the park. That's all part of a year-long process, and I've managed to coach a couple of teams that have got through at that back end of the year, and you need a lot of things to go just right. A few twists and turns. We had a couple of cracks at the big one ourselves a couple of years ago, and one of those things were going really, really well for us, and something went awry, and 2 or 3 injuries and disruption, and so it's just so
you can't prepare for that. Yeah.
Absolutely, sport's so unpredictable. We try to remove as many of those obstacles as we can, but there's still obstacles that can be thrown up in front of you. Hey, are we confident about what we're doing? Absolutely, and we're hoping that people out there see what we're capable of and get behind us, and they do. They come out in droves, our fans, and they've appreciated a lot of what we've done this year, but we gain confidence from them as well.
Yeah, and you had a question about this weekend?
I just wondered whether there was any wild nights out tonight, or what's the plan when you get to Newcastle?
Well, if there was wild nights out, we wouldn't have a team next week, or this week either. No, absolutely not. It's quite the opposite. They're not. I know there was a bit of fun in that question, but no, we've had our final training session now, and they'll have some breakfast upstairs, and then on the bus and go to the hotel up in Newcastle, and pretty relaxed afternoon, evening. They'll do their own thing. We'll have dinner together at about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and but they just pretty much chill out. Some of them go for a coffee somewhere, or even at the hotel. Some of them play a bit of cards, and they just pretty much relax. They'll have a sleep in tomorrow at the hotel, and some of them, and then we'll go for a team walk and a little bit of skills in the morning, just basic skills to make sure that they're not still half asleep, and then a bit of lunch, and then off to the game.
Off to the stadium.
Yeah, tomorrow's can be a long day. It's game day. There's not a lot you can do. We don't do a training session as such, but we get together and just make sure that everybody's fit and healthy and tuned in and with the right attitude. So yeah, it's good. It's a good opportunity for us to spend some time together. We see a lot of each other at work, but then we go home to our families. When we have these sort of trips, it gives us an opportunity to hang out together and create some of those bonds that you don't normally do with some of your workmates.
Yeah, and help when you get on the pitch, obviously.
It does, it does. Yeah, it gives you an opportunity to spend some time with people that you spend a lot of time with, but not in a social way. And they do some social things throughout the year, of course, but when you're almost in a forced sort of enclosed environment, and it's good to there's a bit of banter, and we'll have a quiz, for instance, on the way up on the bus, and it's always a bit lively, and
in a good way. But certainly no nights out, no. And even post games nowadays, that's rare too. With the turnarounds that we have, and you've got to pick those opportunities when you can socialise nowadays. It's back and do recovery, and back in the next day, and in the gym, and making sure that you're fit and healthy for the following week. So we've just got to look for those social opportunities that they're young lads as well, and they need to have some of those. But we've got to pick our moments. It's a very good question, though.
Yeah.
That's
Save the best
answer.
to last.
Yeah, much better than Peter's questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
And good luck and see you in Newcastle.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Enjoy your weekend. Hope we all do.
Yep.